It seems that the King is eager to resolve the situation regarding Prince Andrew's continued residence at Royal Lodge, just as the royal family seems to be very eager to resolve the issue of Prince Harry's impending visa and green card for America, because they don't want royal details of royal finances to become public. And and this is ironic, given the fact that that's precisely what's happening over Prince Andrew's situation. Reports suggest that the King has presented Andrew with an ultimatum, offering him two clear options. The first option is for Andrew to achieve financial independence and assume responsibility for his own expenses, including the costly upkeep of Royal Lodge and personal security, estimated to be about £3 million a year, which is currently being paid for by the King. Andrew, however, lacks any substantial income, and that's unlikely to change beyond his naval pension, making this solution potentially difficult without outside assistance. And the second option is for Andrew to move into Frogmore Cottage, previously occupied by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And King Charles has apparently marked Frogmore as the more suitable residence for Andrew. Frogmore, of course, was the present to Prince Harry that was on the occasion of his marriage to Meghan Markle. So I find it desperately sad that it's been removed and given to somebody else. It just seems extraordinarily cack-handed. But so much of this recent story seems to be extraordinarily cack-handed. And with the property now vacant, therefore, and ready, this would resolve the issue of Royal Lodge's expense and secure a new living arrangement for the Duke, and possibly a location, therefore, for Camilla, the Queen, to take up residence when and if His Majesty King Charles III were to die before her. And I'm sure there is concern. This situation has been known as the Andrew problem, with insiders suggesting that the King wants a swift resolution. And while Andrew has reportedly resisted change to his living situation, sources indicate the situation is growing increasingly untenable, with some noting that Andrew is effectively a prisoner of his own pride. Charles, determined to avoid further delays, appears willing to force the issue if necessary, though there's little hope that the matter is going to be resolved speedily, or because Andrew changes his mind willingly. I think I think there's some belligerence. It seems so pig-headed, and for him to move into Frogmore, after Prince Harry vacates it. I mean, would you be so quick into my grave? It further links those two individuals in a way that is so distasteful. And Harry is so much the better person than Andrew. And I find this. I know that Harry hasn't pressed all the right buttons for the vast panoply of courtiers that surround, advise, and control the king and the royal family. But there just has to come a point where they ought to look at the reality, and the reality is that this pettiness, this cheapness is not kingly, and it's not gracious, and it's not something that we should be. This is tittle-tattle that we're indulging in. Why? Because these are stories we should never read. These are stories we should never hear. These are events that should never be taking place. and it's cheap. It's cheap and it's squalid. That's enough, really.